Like there's people that try to slow you down in life. Like you tell them this, they're like, nah, let's do that instead. You know, keep going even though it feels like you've hit rock bottom. You know, there's times in life where you get to a stage where you're stuck and you're trying to figure out how to come out of it, and it seems almost impossible. So when I told my mum eventually I'm doing barbering, she almost lost her head. So really? Like, no, go back to school and study the electronics. Yeah. You know, and be a brand that can motivate a lot of people and be able to be in a position where I can help others. Yeah. I want to give my kids the life I never had.
Yeah. You're right, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, so we are at the No Weakness Barber shop today in Uxbridge in London, and we are with a fantastic entrepreneur. I'm sure you've seen him on Instagram, blowing up everything, but No Weakness has a story, and that's what we're here for today. So, who is No Weakness? What is No Weakness about? Tell me about No Weakness.
How's it going, people? Hope everyone's well. No Weakness is a brand that I created about 5-6 years ago, you know, and it's been growing every year. It just grows and grows and grows. We've not reached where we want to be yet, but we're heading that way.
Yeah? Yeah. Who is Omar? Tell me, who is Omar? What is Omar all about?
Omar is an individual that's out here to inspire and motivate a lot of people. You know, I try my best, stay positive and motivate people.
Yeah? Yeah. And obviously motivating is a big part of what this, this podcast and, this channel is all about.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, what's been the hardest thing that you have had to do in business?
The hardest thing I've had to do in business is keep going even though it feels like you've hit rock bottom, you know? Yeah. There's times in life where you get to a stage where you're stuck and you're trying to figure out how to come out of it, and it seems almost impossible. But you keep going forward, you keep moving, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Because obviously your story is a great one. Obviously you've been doing, you've been about 15 years, even though you look 21.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And you were telling me that you had a shop, a 3-seater in Aylesbury, and this obviously is massive. So I've been in it, and there's, I think, 15, 20 seats. There's a pool table. Yeah. There's TVs. There's everything going on here. Yeah. So, like, how did you get from like three seats to where you are now?
To be honest, when I was in Aylesbury, I had a 3-seat shop, and I wanted to take a bigger shop in Aylesbury. There's another unit which was bigger. I wanted to take in Aylesbury, but then due to lockdown and everything, it's an hour drive for me back and forth. I thought, you know what? Because I've always been based around West London, around here in Uxbridge. So I thought, let me try to go back to the area and see how I can pull that off. And I got in contact with a few people, business partners with this place here, and we've come up with this.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. So in terms of like, what motivated you to be, well, firstly a barber and then a business owner? Like, what did you not want to work for anyone else, like, or was it just something else?
To be honest, as a kid, I would say, when I started working when I was about 14, 15. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to work in a corner shop, stacking shelves and cleaning up, and I felt like I didn't have time for myself. I'd finish school, straight home, get ready and go to work as a kid, you know? I didn't have that time to play around with friends and do this, you know? Sometimes you finish school, you go to the chicken shop, you wanna go play football. I didn't have those, like, finish school, safe boys, I'm gone. Jump in the bus so I can get to work. When you get there and you're like 5 minutes late and they're telling you this, you can't be late, I'm thinking, I've just come from, you know?
Work,
I've just come from school. There's traffic, school runs and stuff like that. There's a bit of traffic. And I just thought, you know what, I don't really want to do this anymore, you know? And that's when I picked up the clippers. My older brother used to trim us, but he decided to go back to Africa. He left the clippers back home with us when he left, and the next time we needed a trim, he wasn't here, so I picked him up and I started trimming my little brothers.
Oh wow! So
that's how I picked. How I picked it up.
So so when where were you working, like when you were younger, like that? Then decided, I can't do this no more.
I started doing it from home. I used to trim my school friends, and I used to go to a music studio, and the producers, I used to trim all of them. But one of the producer knew a lady that owned the barber shop. So she was looking for a barber. He came to me and said, listen, I've got a friend of mine that's looking for a barber. What do you think about actually doing barbering? At the time I thought, I'm just doing this as a hobby, like for fun, but let's give it a go, you know? There's nothing to lose. That's when there was a shop in Hayes-Time called Looking Foxy, I believe it was. Yep, Looking Foxy.
Yeah.
This was like 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally for 18 years, by the way. Yeah. And we started from there, and I used to be in college doing electronics, so that was like my thing, electronics and stuff like that. And I started going towards where the money is, because barbering, I was getting paid at the time, you know? Even though it was chicken change, but it's something in my pocket. So when I told my mum, eventually I'm doing barbering, she almost lost her head. She's like, no, go back to school and study the electronics. Which I get it, you know? Where we come from, barbering is, you know, especially Africa, is you get little change for that, you know? But it's a very big business, barbering. It is. So
and you've taken it to where it is now.
I wouldn't say I didn't listen to my mum, but I didn't listen. I went with my head. That's me.
You went with it.
I went with my head. Yeah.
How does your mum feel now?
She's very happy.
Yeah, she's very happy.
Yeah, she's very happy. She's looking at me now, thinking, okay, as long as you stuck to it, you know, you said you was gonna do this, you stuck to it, and you've leveled up, and here you are now.
So you basically risked it all. To basically do something that you weren't sure about, and then you've made it into something that is
that's correct.
Unbelievable right now.
That's correct.
So how many people do you now employ, or how many people are within the barbershop?
In this barbershop, there is 9 of us.
9 of you. Wow.
There's 9 barbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
9 of you. And what's kind of like the dream? Like what does the No Weakness brand? Where does it want to go? What does it want to achieve?
To be honest, I'm not actually sure about that. You know,
okay, that's okay.
I've got my hands
different pies
all the time. So one of them is gonna have to work. You know, one of them is gonna have to work. But I want to take it to a place where I can help others. That's my main goal. You know, I want to be a brand that can motivate a lot of people and be able to be in a position where I can help others.
Tell me about these pies then. We've got apple pie. We've got what pies have we got going?
So yes, we've got a barbershop. We also have a music studio. In Ealing. We've got a clothing line. We're done.
Go on.
We've got a clothing line where me and a friend are looking to start a teeth whitening business.
Oh wow.
I do promoting. I'm trying to get into events as well. I want to start doing events because I do a lot of promotion for like different events, and every time I go there, I'm like, why can't I do this myself? Why can't I have my own event?
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? With the networking that I do and the people that I know, it's who you know sometimes, you know. And I know quite a lot of big people out there, so I feel like I can pull it off. So I would like to give it a go. So try little things
into different things.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
I don't have to put all my eggs in one basket. That's
exactly.
That's what it is.
So what is kind of like, what is motivating you? Like when you wake up in the first thing in the morning, like obviously you want to do all these different things. What is the one driver for you?
I want to give my kids the life I never had. That's what it is. So I'm doing it for them. You know, so when they grow up, they don't have to go through everything that we went through in our generation. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm just going to hand everything over to them, but you know, I want to make it a little bit easier for them. I want them to work hard and be successful by themselves, but just that stepping stone, the little blueprint, this is how to do it.
And what was your upbringing like? Obviously, you mentioned that obviously, you know, your mum was very focused on studies and stuff, which is my mum was the same. But what was your upbringing like? Like, were you like, was it difficult or? Like,
yes, I would say yes and no. To be honest, I came here when I was about 7 years old, and in Africa, every kid's dream is to come to London. They think this is heaven. You get here and you've made it. So that was one of my goals, to get here. And it's a funny story because I remember I told my mum enough times, I'm not go to London. She's like, yeah. Basically, that means shut up, go play outside or something. And one day what I did was, this is crazy. I packed my bag, I told them I'm going to school. I went to school. In school, I told the teachers, everyone, tomorrow I'm going to London. So you might not see me for a while, you know? I went to my uncle's house and I told him, my mum told me to come stay here for a week. So he never bothered checking back home, you know? Now, I've not gone home. Day 1, day 2. Now everyone is looking for me, you know? My uncle, about day 3, I think, my mum starts, imagine the stress I'm putting up. I'm like 7 years old and I've done a runner, you know? My uncle sees a poster on the wall saying this kid is missing. So he called back home, saying, your son is here. So he said, like, you can come and stay. You can stay here for a week.
Oh my God.
He's like, what is that? So they come pick me up, and about 3-4 weeks later, they brought me to London.
Oh my God.
And that's when I said, you know what? Everything's achievable.
Yeah.
I can make it work.
So you came with your mum to London?
Yeah, I came, but she went back.
And she went back.
Yeah,
So you stayed here like on your own?
No, I stayed with my aunties and uncles.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Oh my God. So basically, you were here.
Yeah.
On your own with aunties and uncles only, no mum, no dad, just literally just grinding away.
That's right, yeah.
And like obviously aunties and uncles, was it quite difficult like growing up without like your mum like back home and
you
stuff?
know what? It was because obviously dad hasn't been there from day one, you know, as far as I remember. But growing up without your mum there, it becomes difficult because you lose that, I wouldn't say mum love, but it's like she's not there. Like you can only speak to her on the phone. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes you just have to figure it out yourself. But I was in good hand, you know. She looked after me. Uncles and uncle look after me, you know. But it was a bit difficult. Not seeing her every day. Yeah.
So obviously, how is it? Because a lot of the gents and let's call them kids, boys, girls of this era are growing up without dads and mums.
Yep.
So obviously that's a very very hard thing for everyone. So what would you kind of say to them when obviously because you had a mother figure but she wasn't around? What would you say to them to try and say, guys, listen, it's okay? Like what would you tell them?
I feel like to try stay in contact as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're not around, they still love you. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So if they're not around, you got that phone call. Pick up your phone and give them a call, you know? Any chance to meet them, go see them, because they still care. As much as you think they don't, they still care a lot, you know? So you just have to stay strong.
Yeah. Okay. And for all of those like that are now about to take their first journey into college, uni or business, what would you tell them, what would you tell them to do, like to start? Like what would you tell them, give them your bit of advice? I
think just get started. If you've got an idea, if you've got a plan in your head, just take the first step. And everything will come through. You start learning things. You make errors, but you will learn as you get along. It's that starting point. You just have to start because you can see that every day. I think not yet. Okay, maybe next year. You know, we're just prolonging it every time. So just make the first step and take your first step.
Just do it like that.
Just do it. You figure it out. You know.
Yeah.
It's a bumpy road, but you figure it out.
You figure it out and take the steps. Okay,
that's right.
Amazing. Okay, that's fine. And in terms of like obviously we spoke about the pies that you have, the loads of different pies and all that kind of thing. Let's talk about music and things like that. Like music especially is a big industry that's right. that we're going into. So it's very hard to break into, and it's events. Like what kind of how did you decide that you wanted to go from barbering and then a barber shop to music to tea planning? So how did you spot these opportunities?
So basically the music is my little cousin. It's pretty much my little brother. Like I told you, I grew up with my auntie and uncle, so that's their son. So I call him my little brother. He started making beats at home in his room. He had a little speak, and I used to see him do it. I just think, all right, cool. Like, see, it's probably like a hobby. And one day he came up to me and he said, I want to take this music thing serious, and I want to use the brand No Weakness with it.
Okay.
And I said, how serious are you? He said, I'm very serious. So in Aylesbury, like I said, I had a shop in Aylesbury. I had a spare room. I built him a studio in there. The music studio, and he started working from there. He's doing so well. I don't know if you know Nines. Nines' new album. There's a song with Bad Boy Chiller Crew. Is that what they're called? It's called Toxic.
Yeah.
He produced that beat
for
that song there. Wow. Yeah. So he's taking it to a different level. So I can't do everything by myself. So I need to get a team with me. You know what I'm saying?
So No Weaknesses studio beats, production all coming soon.
That's right. Yeah.
All coming soon. Oh my God, amazing. So that's perfect. So basically, you've now got this. So this is so he looks up to you as a mentor as well.
That's right. Yeah, I'm basically his manager. Yeah.
You're his manager as well. Well, no contract though, yeah.
Yeah, no contract. That's right.
So obviously, going back to the mentoring, I think that's a really important thing that you've touched on, because obviously, like you said, it's very important to kind of inspire the next generation and kind of go and give them something to kind of take away. And is there anything, like obviously you've got loads of cousins and older, younger and stuff. Are they now looking to you to be like for advice and guidance, or do you feel like, nah, this is just my cousin?
No. To be honest, they do look up to me. They do call me. If they need any help with anything, they do reach out to me. And most of the time, they're out there saying my cousin is famous. And I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. I'm just ordinary boy in West London, doing what I can do, you know? Trying to figure out life myself. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're not there yet. But
you're not there yet, but you're on route. You're on the ladder.
That's right.
So whilst we close, what has been the hardest thing you feel? You've obviously been a lot of things, obviously, you know, that we've touched on, but what do you feel has been the hardest thing for you to get to where you are?
What's been the hardest thing? I feel like maybe listening to people to try to slow you down. Like there's people that try to slow you down in life. Like you tell them this, they're like, nah, let's do that instead. You know, so that's been one of the hardest things. And also, I find it hard to say no to people. You know, I think I need to learn. You know what? You can say no. If you don't want to do it, you can say no. I find it hard to say no to you. I'm always like, yes, I can do that. Oh, I can make it happen. I can figure it out. I'll find out. Make some phone calls. I'm always trying to, like I said, I'm always trying to help people. But I feel like I need to find out. I need to figure out how to say no to certain things. You know, I can't just be yes. Let's do it. You know. Yeah.
But the main thing is obviously Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, it's taken a while.
That's right.
And I want to give you this this T-shirt here because he's a real boss.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He doesn't quit.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
See you there. We're in the game.
Yeah. Yes, great having you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is lit.
I think that's a wrap.